It's Cougar Sports Saturday.
That's caught! Touchdown! Stayed inside the boundary and gets in for 6.
Cougar Sports Saturday, a presentation of KSL Sports.
Richie right to the rim, driving score! He would not be denied!
BYU Sports Talk by Cougar fans for Cougar fans. Sponsored by Any Hour Services, Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Your hosts are Mitch Harper and Kyle Ireland. On Utah's legacy home of the Cougars, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
It's a fantastic Saturday. I appreciate all of you for spending some time with us on your weekend with us today. And it's sponsored by Any Hour Services, Electric, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Mitch Harper and Nate Slack with you here at Broadcast House in Salt Lake City, Utah. We got to get out to the phone line and welcome in our first guest of the day. He's Hank Bachmeier, older brother to Bear and Tiger Bachmeier, former college quarterback himself. Hank, how you doing on this Saturday?
I'm doing all right. Just, hanging out after Halloween yesterday. It was my 9-month-old's first Halloween, so it was a fun time.
Awesome. What did your 9-month-old dress up as?
Yeah, Bronco, he was a monkey. So my fiancée Jenna was all fired up for him to be a monkey, so that's what he was. I
got to ask you, Hank, since we bring up Halloween, was it kind of surreal to see your brothers being, or everyone in Cougar, a lot of people in Cougar Nation dressing up as your brothers, Bears and Tigers? Were you ever a costume during your college career where people were dressing up as you?
I can't recall. Bears, it's been pretty awesome to see as an older brother just how much the fan base of BYU has just been supporting him. So it's been awesome to see. I didn't even necessarily see it. A bunch of people just from all over the country sent me what was the one with the guy, he's dragging the guy or whatever. So that was cool to see, no doubt.
How impressed have you been though with Bear, your brother, and how he's performing in this BYU team as a whole, being at 8-0 in the second bye week?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. He can always do better. So I think. I think all you guys are hyping him up, and I like how Coach Kalani is just trying to keep him humble. And, I think that's kind of like the job of myself and others. And he's a very humble young man himself, but just, I think all this stuff, all this attention he's getting, in Nick Saban's words, is all rat poison right now. He's got a tough stretch. The team's got a tough stretch in front of him. So just stay process-oriented and keep working hard. But it is really incredible to see just how much better he's gotten throughout the year, from the beginning to now. And then really what I didn't expect was just how poised he's been and just how in the moment and how present he's been and been able to they've been down a few games, and for him to just, like I said, stay process oriented, stick to the plan, one play at a time. It's been really impressive to see.
Hank, how does that happen? Is that something that you either have or you don't have, or is that something you just try to teach yourself? Is that something that a coach can kind of instill in you, or what is it that Bear has to kind of stay cool in tough moments and be able to come out and play well?
Yeah, I think it's definitely just it is an innate instinctual predisposition, I think, but at the same time, I think it's a trainable attribute, and I think having Tiger there, to be honest, and also A-Rod and Coach Kalani and Matt Mitchell, and just the ecosystem of BYU, that when I went on the visit there initially, I just felt like this was a great environment to be able to be self-confident, and they really instill confidence. It's not that chew you out when you mess up staff and team, and so I think that was a great support system. And then, like I said, I think it's a part of him, but at the same time, I think it's a trainable attribute. And I think having Tiger there, Tiger's, kind of a hippie too. And so you see him doing their grounding, and I'm sure they do breath work, and I'm sure that they probably do some type of like meditation type of stuff, and just all of that stuff encompasses what you're seeing on the field. In my personal opinion, just for him to be process oriented, stay in the moment, it helps you when you're out on the field, when you're just focusing on being in the present moment. And so it's been awesome to see, and hopefully he just continues to do it. But I've just been, as an older brother, I've just been so proud of him and how he's been able to respond to adversity just not falter and not shake. So it's been fun to see.
Talk with Hank Bachmeier, former college quarterback here on KSL News Radio. I'm curious, Hank, what's your impressions of just this offense? When you watch as someone who's been in the college game and done it at a high level yourself, what do you like about this offense, seeing your brothers operate in this, and just your overall impressions of how this offense operates?
Yeah, I think initially when Bear was looking at going there, I obviously had some familiarity with the system of BYU and A-Rod, and competing against them for a while was just tremendous respect for what he does. There's a very multiple style of offense, a very pro style, but it's multiple, so you can game plan for specific defenses. You're not necessarily weak in any particular area. Obviously, they emphasize the run game. They kind of marry everything off the run game, but as you saw last week, you kind of had to throw the ball around, and they did a great job with that. And then having a great defense, it's just it's a very there's supporting cast. The special teams play last week. The defense coming up with stops, adjusting later in the second half, and they kind of feed off each other, I feel like, and so that's really powerful. And really the biggest thing, like I said, is they've come back from a few games here now, and that's a really just great quality and great trait to have, especially going down the stretch, if they can continue to keep that going.
So your freshman season at Boise State, you guys were working towards a pretty special year. You only had one loss in the regular season. How hard is it to keep locked in on the next game and not start kind of counting down the games and trying to see where you're at in the playoff picture or in New Year's Six bowl picture? How difficult is it to stay locked in on one game at a time instead of looking ahead?
Yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's what you focus on, what you perceive is what you get. That's your reality, and so obviously I'm just big brother here, but I'm sure Coach Sitake has them locked in and just focused on what they can control. And from my understanding, last year, after going however many games you guys went undefeated and then kind of went on a little skid there, I'm sure that's in the back of his mind. And you can just never be complacent. Just like I said, focus on the now. And it's just really important with your leaders, with your coaches, to just have accountability and understand where you're at. And there's still a really long way to go, and anything can happen. So you just have to focus on what you can control in the moment.
Hank, where do you think Bear has improved the most since he arrived in June to now?
Yeah, to be honest, those first 3 games, I think I honestly, in my mind, I didn't necessarily tell him this, or I didn't want to. I want him to be confident, but at the same time, I really truly think those first 3 games he should not have had an incompletion. Literally not one, and it was a testament to his decision making. He's been great as a decision maker overall. The only one I think boneheaded that I can think of the top of my head is the overhead snap where he just tried to make a play in Arizona. But I was at the game. It was pouring rain. It was tough. And so that was the really only freshman deal that I've seen. But just his ability to remain calm, like it's been. I mean, I think that's been there the whole time. But just to be able to see it and like I was at the Iowa State game, I was really very nervous when we went down early. And Bear, I'm his brother. I'm biased, but Bear I think was a huge reason for them to be able to come back and to be able to see that. I think if he can continue to do that and stay process oriented, I think they'll have a shot to remain where they're at right now. So
you brought up that you've been in some of these road games with Arizona and Iowa State. I got to ask, what's been your impressions of BYU fans? Just the way that they show up. I know you've had experiences going up against BYU in the past and your experience with the coaching staff, but just your thoughts on Cougar Nation, of how they rally around this team, your brothers, and just this program. What's been your impressions of them? Yeah,
they're very first-class people. I just think the whole BYU ecosystem is very first-class and just very kind to my family, very kind to my brothers, and just I'm happy to be a part of it because everyone is so nice. The players' families are so nice, and they travel very well. Obviously the LDS religion is worldwide, so it's nice to see every game you go to that there's some blue in the stands.
And what do you think Bear has left to improve on? So he's obviously still a freshman. He's still growing in the game. What would you like to see Bear maybe improve on between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, I just think I think the ability every single day. Obviously, he's getting a lot of attention right now, and it's great, and it's great for the program. But personally, I think it's just all a bunch of rat poison for him. I think he doesn't need to focus on any of that stuff, social media stuff. The Pat McAfee shouted him out today, which I thought was pretty cool, and I just think that all that stuff's great, but I mean they'll keep the main thing, and that's ball, and I think like I said, having Tiger there and the support staff, and I think really too the faith-based environment at BYU, just keep them humble and understand that this game will eat you alive if you don't just focus on what you can control every single day. And I know I keep saying that, but that's what it comes down to, is just being very process oriented. The outcomes will take care of itself if you can focus on those, and just keep remaining poised and just keep playing. Like I said, I'm just really proud, big brother, and it's awesome to see how he's done this year. I honestly did not expect it to go as it has, and he's played well, but I think he can continue to throw the ball better and just keep gaming, and I think I'm just really proud, and like he's just got to stay consistent.
He's Hank Bachmeier, former college quarterback and older brother to Bear and Tiger Bachmeier. Hank, appreciate the time on this weekend. Again, glad to hear that the Halloween was a special one for you and your family. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Hopefully, are you going to be in Lubbock next week?
I'm trying to get out there, man. It's
tricky.
It's a tough flight. I think I'm flying into Hobbs, New Mexico, and I'm driving out, and I got to trying to figure out a rental car, hotel, all this deal. So, yeah, it's a tricky deal. But being a college football fan, Mike Leach, and just finished watching Landman.
Cool.
So West Texas, it's got. I definitely want to go see it. So I think it'll be a fun weekend from what I'm hearing, and maybe College Game Day will be out there from what I'm hearing. So it'll be a cool deal.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, Hank, and hopefully we'll see you out there next week.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, that's Hank Bachmeier here on KSL News Radio. Great stuff there from Hank. Appreciate him for hopping on board on this weekend. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll get to more BYU football talk here on Cougar Sports Saturday, and it's powered by KSL Sports.